Hi there. So today I was thinking to talk about, why I went from this to that and then back to this, if that makes sense. So let's talk about, Softube Console 1 Fader and SSL UF8. And at least I look it from my workflow point of view, and I'll explain why I went my route in a way I did. So let's get going, and I'll show you some samples on it so you understand where the kind of the challenge is with, at least in my workflow, with Console 1 Fader MkIII is. Okay, so let's first look on these devices. So Softube Console 1 Fader MkIII is a great device, and specifically if you are just focusing on mixing and mastering and you are not kind of in a music creation mode, I think this will definitely do okay. Also, if you are using touchscreen monitors or things like that, that might actually work if you create different type of keyboard shortcuts, or then you are heavily using keyboard shortcuts from your keyboard, so then you should be okay as well. Or you might have a Stream Deck. But anyway, what I used to do with SSL UF8, and I'll show why I went to this device from SSL UF8. I actually went mainly because there was so much good kind of YouTube videos about this Fader one, and it is actually a great device, no worries, and the integration between this and the channel is great. Of course, they are from the same company, but when it comes to the workflow and when it comes to my workflow, I just put this aside. So why I went back to SSL UF8 is this button here and the software itself. The thing is that here you see these buttons and colors and so on and so forth. So what you can actually do is that you can program these based on your needs, and you can do it very easily over here. Also, you can have multiple modes, so that if you have a lot of external synthesizers or whatever, you can actually control the MIDI CSs from here. So this is actually pretty versatile as a fader controller. Also, I feel that the way this deals with sends is kind of easier or better in that respect. But what I like about this is definitely that I can program all these buttons, and I can do all these that, I can, let's take this one, I can, let's put focus into the Cubase. So I can, open up editors, I can close open browsers, I can, from here I can navigate, and then I can have keyboard shortcut that I did a macro to open and close folders. So it makes navigation extremely easy. Also, of course, I can have a play and stop and all that transport control here. I can go to the right and left. So I can basically then have another view where I can go into, let's say that I want to, not this one, but I want to loop that section. So I go loop selection, and then again, it starts to loop that selection. So I can very easily navigate while I still have the faders in front of me with this one. And additionally, there are all these I have programmed into. So I can, duplicate a track if I need. I can add a track if I want. I want to disable the track. If I don't want to use, for example, this, I just press disable track, and then that track is off. Or then enable track and it is on. Additionally, I have that if I want to check out the instrument, I'll just press over here and I'll bring the instrument in the front of me. And from here, from second button, as you see now highlighted as a yellow, I can then basically go and open up my channel strip. One thing actually what I have done also within my workflow is that now specifically when Cubase has the fact that you can actually open up a plugin. So I'll just do this as an example. So if I go now over here and I touch that point, and this one is actually a touchscreen, I can then say that, you know, I want to bring a Pro Q into it. And then when I'm there, I can actually go and let's say that I want to do a low cut over here. What else I can do with that one is that if I have that frequency now selected, I can put this SSL UF8 into focus mode and then control that. Or if I want to control Q, I just touch it. And this makes actually my workflow extremely fast in that respect. And now when I have the new Cubase 14, I can actually close and open the plugin with one button. And I have programmed these, like all these 8 buttons here, I have programmed that they open up the plugins from slot 1 to 8. And then if I need to have more, I have those in my iPad from 9 to all the way to 16. So all this can be programmed in here. Of course, I have also this one that I can open and close the channel. So I have the same coloring here, a blue and yellow. So I don't need to reach out there if I want to open up an instrument and I'm here dealing with the plugins. Or then if I want to bring in a, let's say that I want to bring in a LA2A. So I can easily bring that in. And now when I again put that into the focus mode and I touch the control, I can actually deal with all these so that I don't need to kind of, you know, I don't need to use mouse at all. And again, if I want to close that plugin, I just go and there's actually something wrong with that button, I guess. Or maybe it's because I have the focus now over there. Let's see. Yeah, so I didn't have the focus in Cubase, so I guess that might be it. But now let's see if I do this and no, it works. It's just a minor glitch in my use. But anyway, and then of course I can bring any plugin that I want, and then again the same thing here is that I just want to touch the control that I want to tweak, and then I use this SSL UF8 in this focus mode, so I can easily tweak these. And then of course it is touchscreen. I can also touch the buttons. So so that makes things very convenient, and hope you can get also some ideas from here. So let's do a still kind of very small plugin here. So again, if I want to do a solo, no, come on. I still need to kind of figure out the kind of tweaking on that, what is the closest control on it, so that it's not so sensitive on it. Anyway, now basically I can bring in any plugin and touch the area that I want to control. And or if I would have multiple, if I want to kind of like increase the gain, I can do that. Or if I want to increase the compression, or then let's say that I want to bring an additional plugin. Like let's bring another plugin. Like what could be? Let's bring like 30 tape. And again, here, if I want to increase some drive, I just go and do that. Or if I want to feel, so any of these, being them sliders or rotary or even this one, I can basically go and deal with that one. And then of course, if I bring in the console, I can of course use any of the faders to control it. I can also go into the track that I have selected. So it's not a problem if I go into the, like for example here, if I select the track, it will bring me the channel in the mixer as well. And then of course here I see now in the screen basically the white 8 bars that where the focus is with this one. If I select that one, now I can go not that one. Now I can go and bring in the Softube Console in, and then of course work with the console itself, and then fine tune the and I can also here now use these arrows to kind of go one by one to different channel, and then also of course can select then the channel in that respect. So like let's go to somewhere, and I can go then here. So now I have the cell is selected, but then if I go even further to the left to, for example, what could be no, let's take that one, and then I see what channel is now selected, and then I can bring, you know, I can bring the console again. Or if I have, now in this case I have also I have the gain in the first plugin slot, so I can use that one, or let's go there, or then I can bring console. So extremely convenient in that respect. And then of course I can close it. I can close that one. I can actually I'll close that plugin as well. But yeah, that's basically how this works and how I can utilize now all these. Then of course if I want to, I can flip also similarly the things that, you know, this is now of course the pan, but I could also map these into different controls, and then of course I can navigate here, and I can do nudging and all that. I can also zoom into and out from here. So these additional controllers and controllers and additional buttons that you can program with this SSL UF8 software, in my eyes, makes the difference. So it makes at least it makes my workflow a lot faster. And then of course I can still use mouse and scroll things and go into the synth section, or I can go into here, and I can go and jump between the channels, and then of course use these controls to close and open the folder. So all in all, I think this kind of fits nicely into what I have created as a workflow. Again, if I would like to bring a compressor to this, so I'll just go and say that okay, now bring in Fairchild. And again, in Fairchild, if I would like to use this, I can then just tap into the control and tweak it, and things are extremely smooth and fluent in my eyes and for my workflow. So that's why I went to, actually, yeah, why I went from here, and I mentioned that already, but there was so much good advertisement about the Softube Console 1 Fader MkIII. However, when I started to use and saw that, okay, I can't do this, I can't do that, so I was not able to program and have my ecosystem that I already had in my SSL UF8 in Fader 1. And even I tried to then program and do some things here, it still didn't make sense in that respect. So I wanted to kind of like have it so that I can pretty much control everything from here. And and also like I have this the views in here, so like zoom to location, like now it zooms into the location, or then I can undo my zoom, and then I can basically say that the data at the cursor. So now from here I can basically do that, and then I can undo the visibility here, and so I can do everything here, and I don't lose time of like with keyboard shortcuts or doing it from here, because when you have everything here, you avoid all kind of unnecessary other things that you are doing while you are creating music. So that's basically in a nutshell what at least why I have went back to the SSL UF8, and why you should consider like what type of a fader unit you want to use. Is the console one from Softube, the Fader unit MkIII, is that the right one for you, or would you prefer this type of an environment where you can program and have a bit more things in your fader unit than just faders and bands and all that jazz? So that's the thing to consider. I didn't consider it too much when I bought the console one Fader MkIII, but after I started to use it, I noticed that, oh god damn, I can't do any of these that I was kind of used to do, and it made my workflow a bit insufficient in my eyes. So that's why I then wanted to go back to SSL UF8. Alrighty, so that concludes my journey with Softube Console 1, Fader MkIII, and SSL UF8. I hope you got some ideas on this one, and definitely, you know, things to consider once kind of comparing these two units, that what would fit best for your workflow. End of the day, I found out that the SSL UF8 will work better for my workflow. So that's the verdict today. And remember to subscribe for my channel for more content, and like my videos to support my doings. And thanks for watching. Until next time.